Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome again to another lecture in terms of learning management system from the computer science course series CSC 350. You know, this lecture series is coming from the ComSat Institute of Information Technology, Virtual Campus, Islamabad. Today we will discuss a very important topic, very crucial topic, and the topic which is need of every nation, every corporate sector, every corporate entity, the leadership. Students, leadership. How do we define leadership? There's a lot of confusion about the concept of leadership. We consider only the political leader as the leadership. This is a wrong concept. Leadership, the purpose of leadership is leading from the front with different objectives, with different enthusiasm, and making the way, developing the confidence among the nation, among the people, and then reaching the ultimate goals. So bringing the nation out of crisis is leadership. Bringing the corporation out of crisis is leadership. Before we formally define leadership and move on to the related topics of leadership, let us very quickly review what we have studied in the previous lecture. In the previous lecture, we discussed influencing. In the influencing, we discussed the general understanding of influencing and the parameters related to the influencing. Then we also discussed the emotional intelligence, which is related to the influencing, and the factors which determine the emotional intelligence we discussed in detail. Similarly, we also discussed the communication, the concept of communication, the beauty of communication, the factors related to the communication, and its significance in an organization, how an organization with the management having communication with their seniors and the junior, the subordinates, how this communication with the senior and the junior play a significant role in the development of an organization or corporation in the achievement of the goals which are generally set from the very outset. Then we also spent some time on the useful ideas for encouraging organizational communication and how a student or a manager should develop his skill of communication and what is its importance in his professional life. This is what we discussed in the last lecture. Students, let us now move on to the agenda item of today's lecture. In today's lecture, our focus is leadership. We will discuss the textbook-based definition of leadership, how leadership is defined, and how it is different from the general concept of leadership in our social and political life. Then the second thing which we will discuss is an understanding of early approaches to the leadership. What were the early approaches of understanding the leadership? And then an appreciation for more recent approaches to the leadership. Number 4, insights into how leaders should make decisions, what are the requirements and requirements from the leader by the general public or the expectations of the working group or the human resource from the leadership of an organization. Hints on how leaders change organizations. our discussion will also be around how leaders should coach, how leaders should make mind of the people, so that the ultimate objective of improvement or the effectiveness are achieved. An appreciation for emerging leadership concepts. So this is brief agenda of today's lecture we have planned. So let's see to what extent we are able to cover this. Hopefully we will be able to cover all the details related to the leadership. Defining leadership. What is leadership? The leadership is defined as the process of directing the behavior of others towards the accomplishment of an objective. So if we focus on this definition, 3-4 things are very important to understand the concept of leadership. So number one, it is a process of directing. Number two, it is related to the changing behavior of the other people. So the process of directing and for what? Changing the behavior of the others. And the other third important thing is the accomplishment of objective. So objective, its accomplishment, and how the accomplishment of these objectives through the direction of behavior of the people towards the achievement of this objective. Well, objective, and then the process of directing the nation towards, or directing the other people towards the achievement of this objective. What is objective? Objective is some realistic target, the target which is to be achieved, and how this objective is set, keeping in view the difficulties, keeping in view the constraints and the requirement and the need of the organization. What is the objective of an organization or a nation, generally speaking? But specifically, since we are discussing the term leadership in management perspective, therefore our focus is an organization. So what can be the objective of an organization? Number one, it can be survival for a longer period of time. It can be the sustainability in the market. It can be acquiring greater share of the market. It can be profit maximization, sales maximization. It can be developing the sole proprietorship towards a bigger and large oligopolistic firm, or it can be multinational, achieving the goal of multinational, or it can be the target of reaching transnational. These can be the possible objectives of a business entity or business corporation. Now, can a single person, can an individual achieve this objective? Of course not. One person cannot achieve objective. But yes, at the same time. When we say not or no, this objective cannot be achieved by an individual. No, what does this mean? He alone, with his own effort, without the help or without the development of a team along with him, he cannot achieve. So for the achievement of objective, the first and important thing is vision. His vision, mission, and in order to accomplish the vision and the mission, he must have a team. Now in this team, he has to select the person whom he can rely upon, whom he can depend, उनको इकट्ठा करना, and then training them, making them understand the achievable objective which he has set, and the requirement from him and also the requirement from the team, and mutual understanding, and bringing the team on track with him according to his understanding which he wants to achieve. So leader should be therefore with clear mind and with clear vision. So if he has clear mind and clear vision, and he can make himself understand to the other people, then definitely he can bring many people along. So when we say other people, directing other people, it does not mean order. But before this, when we say yes, he can achieve, so it means the explanation which I have given. Yes, if he directs other people, if he brings other people on his way, and he shares his information, clearly communicates with them, and with greater clarity, he makes them understand the benefits of change, only then he can achieve the objective. So therefore, when we say the process of directing behavior of the other people, so it means changing the attitude of the people from stagnancy to the dynamic phenomena, from people laziness to diligence, from people's disinterest to interest. And but what is the directing? Directing does not mean order. Rather, by his speeches, by his practice, by his knowledge, by his way of living, he can convince people to accept his direction. So therefore, when we say the process of directing, it does not mean issuing the order. So it means bringing the people's frequency matching with his own frequency, where he speaks out and the people believe it. If he decides something, people take it as a challenge and they try to fulfill this direction. So students, I hope now you can understand the concept of leadership in business. According to the textbook-based concept of directing, it means causing individuals to act in a certain way or to follow a particular course of action. And what course of action? About the course of action about which there must be clarity to the nation, to the followers, to the corporate environment. So the central theme associated with the leadership is getting things accomplished through people, getting things done by the people. Well, students, after defining the leadership, let us now move on to the next. What is the difference between leader and manager? Management is general term. So a manager is the individual or a person who focuses both on the non-behavioral and the behavioral issues. So behavioral and non-behavioral issues both are addressed by the management. Whereas leadership covers only a small part of the management, and non-behavioral issues are not addressed by the leader. Rather, behavioral issues are emphasized in the leadership. But management has to handle, has to deal with the behavioral as well as non-behavioral issues. Leaders, leadership, the leader cares about and focuses on the people doing the job. But in the management, makes sure job gets done. So therefore, in the management here, in this perspective, management is a small part, and that is, you can say, the selfishness in a way, or self-interest, not selfishness but self-interest is intuitively associated with the job which must be done by the followers or by the co-workers or by the subordinates under the top management. But leadership does not only focus on the job being done, but also it focuses on the people, how people are doing the job. So the leader actually takes care of not only the job but also the people who are employed to do this job. So students, then coming to the next point of difference between management and the leadership. Management focuses on the organizational process, whereas the leadership focuses on concern for the workers as a people. So since the management's major concern is the organization, but the leader's focus is on the workers and the people. Now, is there any example from daily life where we can give the example of leader or the and the management? There can be many examples. You will come across your bosses in the real life organizations which simply requires you to do the job, and that's it. They are least concerned with your family life, your personal life, your problems, your personal issues, but their only concern is that the job should be done and your assignment should be well done on time. But at the same time, you will also have an opportunity to deal with, to have such colleagues who actually not only take their interest in the job which should be done by you, बल्कि वो आपके पर्सनल इश्यूज और उनकी पर्सनल जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जो आपके डेली लाइफ में, रूटीन में, अगर आपके ट्रांसपोर्ट का इशू है और आप लेट जॉब पे पहुंच रहे हैं, या आपकी फैमिली में कोई कंसर्न है और आप पहुंच रहे हैं, या आपके कोई सोशल इश्यूज आप फेस करते हैं, तो वो उसको भी, तो लीडर जो है वो उनको भी कंसर्न करता है. इसी तरह एक ऑफिसर, एक मैनेजर ऐसा है जो सिर्फ आपकी अमाउंट ऑफ वर्क को डेली देखता है, और दूसरा ऑफिसर ऐसा है कि जो आपको ये भी कहता है कि आप अपनी क्वालिफिकेशन को इम्प्रूव करें ताकि आप जल्दी प्रोग्रेस कर सकें. हालांकि इसमें उसको भी चैलेंजेस होते हैं, लेकिन वो एज एन एंटिटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के बारे में सोचता है, और एज एन एंटिटी वो आपको मोटिवेट करता है, encourage करता है, being important part of the organization. If you improve your skill, your qualification, you will be contributing in a better way by improving your productivity. So now this second example is of leadership, and the first example is purely professional manager. So student, next slide, moving on to the next slide. So I hope the difference between the leadership and the management is clear. Now, I think you should benefit from this course in this way. Generally, the students or the graduates of computer science and the applied sciences or the pure sciences, they are more of management style rather than the leadership style. The purpose of this course is to inculcate leadership qualities as well among you, so that when you join the real life, you should not only be the good manager but also good leaders, because leaders are actually although this is controversy whether a manager should be a leader or a manager in professional term. I personally believe that he should be a leader, because this way both the things are done. Number one, the work is done diligently, and number two, because of the motivation factor and personal adaptation and personal gain as well, the leader actually encourages you more than a simple manager. Effective managers are also leaders. This is a simple statement, but the controversy whether a person should be a good manager or a good leader, it continues, and still the debate is on and on. It continues to prevail. Effective managers are also leaders. Now, managers and leaders, what is the common area in these two? The managers who are also leaders. So managers who are not leaders, and the leaders who are not managers. And the common subset is, the common factor is managers who are also leaders. So I hope you should try to develop these common characteristics instead of unidirectional characteristics. Early approaches to leadership. Number one, trait approach. Leader has so many traits. So the trait approach is, assume leaders are born and not made. So leaders are by born, they are not by making. So leaders are not made, leaders are born. So some natural traits are built in from the birth of a person, and when he grows up, these traits and these characteristics generally spread over, and they actually improve and they refine over time, and then people start follow him as a leader. So people actually recognize him as a leader at a later stage, but the qualities of the leadership are inculcated by God in the person. According to this approach, described leaders based on the, according to this approach, the leader are described leaders based on a set of characteristics. जिस तरह मैंने शुरू में बताया कि ट्रेट अप्रोच में सबसे मेजर फोकस जो है वो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ द पर्सन के ऊपर है, उसके ट्रेट्स के ऊपर है. तीसरा जो इम्पोर्टेंट इससे रिलेटेड ट्रेट अप्रोच के साथ एसोसिएटेड है, showed inconsistency. No one set of qualities or traits could be used to differentiate leaders from the non-leaders. अब जब इस the approach name of the approach is also trait approach, तो characteristics based ये approach है जिसमें leaders के अंदर कुछ characteristics को judge किया जाता है. तो आज तक ये नहीं decide किया जा सका according to this classical approach, according to the early approach, कि वो कौन सी 10 characteristics हों एक शख्स के अंदर जिसको हम कहें कि ये लीडर है, और वो 10 characteristics किसी और के अंदर ना हों तो हम कहें कि ये लीडर नहीं बन सकता या ये लीडर नहीं है. یہ اس کی سب سے بڑی لمیٹیشن ہے اور سب سے بڑا ایک سیٹ بیک ہے، کیونکہ وہ کریکٹرسٹکس اگر نون ہوں تو پھر کریکٹرسٹکس جو ہیں وہ بہت سارے لوگوں میں وہ کامن بھی ہوتی ہیں، لیکن ہم نے دیکھنے میں یہ ہے ہسٹری میں کہ وہ کریکٹرسٹک کامن ہونے کے باوجود اگر 2 بندوں میں سے 3 بندوں میں 4 میں 5 میں لیڈر صرف ایک ہوتا ہے اور وہ باقی 4-5 جو ہے وہ لیڈر نہیں ہوتے. تو اسٹوڈنٹس یہ اس میں سب سے بڑی امپورٹنٹ ہے. تو کامن لیڈرشپ ٹریٹس جو عام طور پہ شیئر کیے جاتے ہیں ٹیکسٹ بکس میں وہ یہ ہیں. نمبر 1 لیڈرشپ شوڈ بی اینڈوڈ ود انٹیلیجنس، لیڈرشپ کے اندر انٹیلیجنس ہو. اور نمبر 2 پاسٹ اچیومنٹ ان دی اسکالرشپ اینڈ دا ایتھلیٹکس، کچھ اس کے اندر جو ہے اس کی اچیومنٹ ان دی اسکالرشپ، یعنی اس کی جو امپروومنٹ ان اسکالرلی اچیومنٹس، اور جو اس کے اندر کوئی ایتھلیٹکس کی اچیومنٹس موجود ہوں. نمبر 3 ایموشنل میچورٹی اور اسٹیبلٹی ہو. ایموشنل میچورٹی اینڈ اسٹیبلٹی ہے، یعنی چائلڈ لائک بیہیویئر نہ ہو اور سچویشن کو اچھی طرح سمجھ سکتا ہو، اور ایموشنز کو یعنی سب سے بلا کہ اس کے اندر سیلف ریسٹرینٹ ہو. میں نے ون آف دا پریویس لیکچرز میں بھی یہ ڈسکس کیا تھا کہ سیلف ریسٹرینٹ ایک بہت بڑی چیز ہوتی ہے جو انسان کو ہیلپ کرتی ہے کہ وہ اپنے ایموشنز کو کس طرح ڈیفیکلٹ ٹائم میں کنٹرول کرتا ہے اور ٹیمپر لوز نہیں کرتا، اور مشکل سے مشکل سچویشن میں بھی وہ گھبراتا نہیں ہے. He composes himself and he stands up. اس کے علاوہ ڈیپینڈیبلٹی، پرسسٹنس اور ڈرائیو، یہ ایک اور ہے کہ ڈیپینڈیبل ہو، یعنی لوگ اس کے اوپر اعتماد کریں، لوگوں کو اس کے اوپر کانفیڈنس ہو. پرسسٹنس یعنی اپنی ایفرٹ میں گیو اپ کرنے والا نہ ہو، جو بھی وہ کام شروع کرے اس کو پرسسٹنٹ ایفرٹ کے ساتھ کرنے کی کوشش کرے. اور اس کے علاوہ اس کے اندر ڈرائیونگ جو ہے کیپیبلٹیز ہوں. ڈرائیونگ کیپیبلٹیز کا مطلب یہ نہیں ہے کہ اس کے پاس گاڑی چلانے کا ڈرائیونگ لائسنس ہو یا اسکوٹر چلانے کا ڈرائیونگ لائسنس ہو، بلکہ اس کا مطلب یہ ہے کہ وہ قوم کو نکال کے ایک ڈائریکشن سے دوسری ڈائریکشن لے جا سکتا ہو اور اپنا راستہ بنانا آتا ہو اس کو. اس کے علاوہ ایک اور جو عام طور پہ ٹریٹ یا کریکٹرسٹک جو ہے وہ لیڈرشپ کے بارے میں وہ ہے سوشل اینڈ اڈاپٹیو سکلز. اس کے اندر سوشل شائنس نہ ہو، وہ گھبراتا نہ ہو، اس کے اندر جو ہے اس کو کوئی یہ پریشانی نہ ہو کہ وہ سوسائٹی کے سامنے گھبرا جائے یا ان سے شائی آف نہ ہو، بلکہ اس کے اندر اڈاپٹیو سکلز ہوں، یعنی جو چینجنگ سرکمسٹانسز ہیں ان کے مطابق وہ جو اس کے اندر سکل ہونی چاہیے کہ وہ چینجنگ سرکمسٹانسز کو چینج کو سمجھ سکے، بلکہ چینج کو لا کے دکھائے اور اس کو امپلیمنٹ کر کے دکھائے. اس کے علاوہ جو ایک اور جو ٹریٹ ڈسکس ہوتی ہے وہ ہے ڈیزائر فار اسٹیٹس اینڈ دا سوشیو اکنامک پوزیشن. ڈیزائر فار اسٹیٹس یعنی اپنا اسٹیٹس کانشیس ہو اور اس کی خواہش ہو کہ خاص اسٹیٹس اس کو مل جائے. وہ یقیناً لیڈرشپ یا ڈرائیونگ کا جو ہے وہ قوم کو صحیح ڈائریکشن میں ڈرائیو کرنے کا اس کو اسٹیٹس مل جائے. اینڈ سوشیو اکنامک پوزیشن، سوسائٹی کے اندر جو ڈفرینٹ اکنامک جو ڈیسیجن میکنگ ہے اس میں اس کو لیڈنگ پوزیشن حاصل ہو. تو یہ کچھ کامن ٹریٹس ہیں لیڈرشپ کی جو ایک اچھے لیڈر کے اندر عام طور پہ ہونی چاہیے. اور جب یہ چیزیں ہم آبزرو کرتے ہیں تو ایموشنل میچورٹی، ڈیپینڈیبلٹی، پرسسٹنس، ڈرائیو، سوشل اینڈ اڈاپٹیو اسکلز، ڈیزائر فار اسٹیٹس اینڈ سوشیو اکنامک پوزیشن، انٹیلیجنس. Early approaches to leadership. یہ ہم common leadership traits we have done. Early approaches to leadership. Behavioral approach. Behavioral approach میں looked at what good leaders do. یعنی ان کے بیہیویئر، ان کے ایٹیچیوڈ اور ان کے ریسپانسز کے بارے میں کہ when different situations arise, how do they behave, how do they respond, and how do they take action. تو looked at what good leaders do. According to behavioral approach ہم یہ دیکھتے ہیں کہ ایک اچھا لیڈر جو ہے وہ کب کیا کرتا ہے. تو two types of leaders اوہایو اسٹیٹ یونیورسٹیز کی اسٹڈیز ہیں اور دوسرا مشیگن یونیورسٹی کی اسٹڈیز ہیں. تو یہ دو ڈفرینٹ اسٹڈیز ہیں جو بڑی ایلیبوریٹو ہیں کہ ایک لیڈر کے اندر کیا کیا کوالٹیز اور یہ ہوتی ہیں، اور یہ ڈاؤن لوڈیبل ہیں. اگر آپ ڈیٹیل سے پڑھنا چاہیں تو اپنی انٹرسٹ کے لیے آپ ان کو پڑھ سکتے ہیں. دیر از اے لاٹ آف انفارمیشن دیز رپورٹس. ناؤ very briefly, what is OSU or Ohio State University studies on the early approaches of the leadership. تو اس کے بارے میں جو اوہایو اسٹیٹ یونیورسٹی کی جو فائنڈنگز ہیں وہ اسٹرکچر اور کنسیڈریشن آف بیہیویئر، اسٹرکچر کے بارے میں، اسٹرکچر بیہیویئر کے بارے میں کا پوائنٹ آف ویو یہ ہے یا ان کی فائنڈنگز یہ ہیں کہ establishing well-defined procedures followers will adhere to when performing their jobs. وہ ایک بڑا uncomplicated, unequivocal یا بڑی کلیئرٹی کے ساتھ جو پروسیجر سیٹ کرتا ہے تاکہ تمام لوگ اس کو فالو کر سکیں اور اپنے جاب کی اکمپلشمنٹ میں یا اپنی اسائنمنٹ کو کرنے میں اس ڈیفائنڈ، ویل ڈیفائنڈ، کلیئرلی ڈیفائنڈ پروسیجر کو وہ فالو کر سکیں. نیکسٹ کنسیڈرنگ بیہیویئر، کنسیڈریشن بیہیویئر. کنسیڈریشن بیہیویئر یہ ڈیولپنگ اینڈ مینٹیننگ اے گڈ ریلیشن شپ بٹوین لیڈر اینڈ دا فالوور. Very important, because if the maintenance of relationship is an issue, then leader and the follower relationship cannot sustain. Reflects friendship, mutual trust, respect, warmth in leader-follower and leader-follower relationship, and so on. So these are OSU studies findings کہ اسٹرکچر بیہیویئر کیا ہے، یعنی ویل ڈیفائنڈ اسٹرکچر ہو، ویل ڈیفائنڈ پروسیجرز ہوں جن کو فالوورز جو ہیں وہ فالو کر کے اپنی ڈیوٹیز یا جاب جو ہے وہ پرفارم کر سکیں. اور کنسیڈریشن بیہیویئر کہ وہ جو ہے اپنے فالوورز کے ساتھ اچھے ریلیشن شپ، اپنے کولیگ کے ساتھ اچھے ریلیشن شپ قائم رکھے تاکہ وہ اس کی بات کو مانے اور اس کی ریفلیکشن جو ہے وہ عام طور پہ میوچل ٹرسٹ اور میوچل ریسپیکٹ اور گرم جوشی کے ساتھ آپس میں ملنے سے ریفلیکٹ ہوتا ہے. یہ او ایس یو اسٹڈی کی کنسیڈریشن اور اسٹرکچر کے درمیان ریلیشن شپ ہے جو ایک چارٹ سے ایکسپلین کیا گیا ہے. تو اوہایو اسٹیٹ یونیورسٹی اسٹڈیز میں لوور انٹرنیشنل انسٹیٹیوٹ اس کے بارے میں کیا کہتا ہے؟ لیڈرز نیڈ ٹو ڈیمانسٹریٹ ٹرسٹ وردینس، honesty and ability to collaborate. Trustworthiness is ruined when the leader's behavior demonstrates they are, number one, credit hogs, lone rangers, and egomaniacs, and then mules. These are some very important characteristics which actually should not be reflected in the leader. So it means at the difficult times he should be able to stand up and should not back out. The Michigan studies. The Michigan studies focus on the job-centered behavior, then employee-centered behavior. In the job-centered behavior, the focus is on work being done, and the focus is on how well subordinate is performing their job. So this is job-centered. So basically, how job should be done, and number two, the performance of the subordinates in terms of in terms of doing jobs. Employee-centered behavior focus on the subordinates as people and focus on personal needs of subordinates and building cooperative work teams. So these are the findings of Michigan State studies, combining Ohio State and Michigan studies. So generally textbooks provide the traits of leaders, by combining the Ohio State and the Michigan studies. Both point to two primary dimensions of the leader behavior. Number one, work dimension. Number two, people dimension. So structured behavior, job-centered behavior, consideration behavior, and employee-centered behavior. These have been briefly discussed. Next point is effectiveness of the leadership style. Studies show that desirable leadership behavior is associated with the strong leader emphasis on both structure and the consideration. So structure and the consideration both are important for the development of an effective leadership. So undesirable leadership behavior is associated with the weak leader emphasis on both dimensions. So both the dimensions are important. Number one, the job-related activities, and number two, the structure-related activities. So both are important. So strong leader emphasizes both structure and the consideration of the people. Comparing leadership styles. Leadership situations are varied. Saying one style is most effective and oversimplification. So if we say a certain style, if we choose one style out of so many styles and say this is effective, this will be wrong, because it depends upon the context, the situation which arises time to time and which changes from time to time. In different time period, different situations are there. Therefore, the same style may not be effective every time. It will be oversimplification of the concept of leadership. So leaders need to link leadership styles to appropriate situations. Therefore, for example, if we look at the political leadership, and if you look at the Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah as a leader, so he actually, his traits and his qualities worked very effectively at the time of independence. But nowadays, if someone with the same traits, if you expect that he will be able to get the nation out of crisis, I think with the same qualities perhaps may not be true. Maybe by chance some situation arises when the qualities of the existing leader work and the nation leads towards the greater success. Greater success of at least economic independence. Well, students, the next, moving to the next slide. more recent approaches to the leadership. We have discussed classical approaches, and now the more recent approaches to the leadership. Situational approach, life cycle theory, Fielder's contingency theory, and path goal theory. So these are very well known theories in the leadership. Situational approach, life cycle approach, Fielder contingency theory, and path goal theory. Well, situational approach to the leadership. SL is the dependent variable in this function which shows successful leadership. F is the simple functional notation. Generally we use F, G, H. These are used as a functional notation. L is for leader, and F is for follower, and S is for situation. So these three things are considered as the independent variables. And the successful leader is function of these three independent variables. Each instance of the leadership is different and requires a unique combination of the leaders, followers, and the leadership situations. Now, what is the optimum level of this function? The optimum point is the best combination of these three, one by one or together with the ultimate successful leadership. So the input-output relationship in different combination actually provide the best combination of the situation. The life cycle theory of leadership. So situational approach to the leadership is that LFS determine the successful leadership, leader, follower, and situation relationship in different combination, in different proportion. The life cycle theory of leadership is based on relationship that leadership style should reflect maturity level of the followers. Number one, maturity. What is maturity? Ability of the followers to perform their jobs independently. Assume ability of the followers to perform their jobs independently. Assume additional responsibilities and desire to achieve success. The more of these attributes the followers possess, the more mature they are said to be. So manager's leadership style is only effective if it is appropriate for the maturity level of the followers. So it is very important if suppose the maturity level is reflected but it is diverted, so it is the duty of the manager, it is actually the initiative of the manager who works as a leader should bring the maturity of the followers on track. बहुत सारे हमारे इर्द गिर्द इंटेलिजेंट लोग होते हैं. कुछ इंटेलिजेंट लोग जो है अपनी सलाहियतों को गलत रास्तों पे लगा रहे होते हैं, तो उनको और बड़ी मैच्योरिटी से वो गलत काम कर रहे होते हैं. अगर उनको सही ट्रैक पे उनकी एनर्जीज को फोकस किया जाए तो दे कैन बी मैच्योर फॉलोअर्स. So generally in Pakistan the people are mature. We have observed so many people doing illegal things with great maturity and with great conscience. It also reflects their maturity. If their activities, their efforts are focused and redirected to the positive side, they can do marvelous things. Next, in the life cycle theory of leadership, the relationship behavior is on the y-axis and the task behavior is on x-axis. Now this task behavior is normally distributed. High relationship and the low task is on the top, and low task and low relationship then high task and low relationship, and then high task and high relationship. Obviously, we cannot put all the things on a straight line because the behavior is never constant. That is why even in research studies, the model related to the leadership are not appropriate if we are using the linear relationship, because leadership is not something, leadership and success are not something which fall on the straight line. That is, if you increase the efforts and the leadership qualities increase, if certain traits are increasing, the leadership qualities are increasing. That is not the case. The leadership is something changing behavior as well. So the relationship with the input is also not constant. So the leadership outcome and the leadership qualities, they vary and at a disproportional relationship. Fielder contingency theory proposed the solution for effective leadership is to change the organizational situation to fit the leader's style. He has a style and people start following him, and they adopt the new style of working. And for example, if leader starts sitting for longer hours in the office, they also start sitting longer hours. If he is habitual of, you see, coming in his office early in the morning, and the subordinate also start following him. If he is intelligent, hardworking, and diligently takes part in the management affairs and the business affairs, then the followers also start doing this. If he takes care of the followers start taking care of him. So actually he changes the entire culture of the organization. Three primary factors: leader-member relationship, this is number one, and the task structure is another, and the position power. So these three primary factors are important factors related to the Fielder contingency theory. So effective leadership actually changes the style. So three primary factors: the leader-member relationship, and the task structure, and the position power. So these three things actually affect the contingency theory, and they are important. So leader actually develop very strong relationship with their subordinate, with their colleague and the co-workers, and they actually set up a new task structure which the followers or the co-workers start following. And position power, because of his position, people start following him. He holds power. He has got the decision-making power, and he can take action, and like this. The Fielder contingency theory: 8 combinations or the octants or 3 factors: leader-member relation, task structure, and the leader position power. So to be a good leader, the first octant is that the task structure should be very high, the leader position power should be very strong. A good leader. So leader-member relationship good, the task structure is high, but the leader position power is weak, still good. The third one, the leader-member relationship is weak, but the leader position power is strong, still good. The next is leader-member relation is good, the task structure is weak, and the leader position power is also weak. But moderately poor leadership is when task structure is high and the leader position power is strong, so there is possibility. Then the moderately poor when the task structure is high and the leader position power is weak, and so on. So these are actually 8 examples giving you the various combinations of different types of leadership in the contingency theory. Failure contingency theory here explains the different stages and the different strengths and the weaknesses of the leadership. So this data here is incorporated here. Path goal theory. The next is path goal theory of leadership. Now, what is path goal theory? The basic premise is leader outlines the goals for the followers. Leader then clears the path which the followers should take in order to accomplish the goals, and the followers achieve goals and earn rewards contingent on doing so. Very simple. Outlining the goal, then making the followers to follow these goals, and ultimately achievement of goals with rewards. So managers can facilitate job performance by showing employees how their performance directly affects receiving desired results. So managers actually here become the leader. They facilitate, provide outline, the goals, and then they follow. So path goal theory of leadership. Directive behavior, telling followers what to do and how to do it. Supportive behavior, being friendly with the followers and showing interest in them as human beings. So path goal theory of leadership, actually the directive behavior and the supportive behavior. Directive behavior is when the instruction is given and the direction is made clear and the followers follow this direction clearly. Supportive behavior is when the leadership or the management is providing every possible assistance to the followers. The path goal theory of leadership. Participative behavior. Seek suggestions from the followers regarding business operations to the extent followers are involved in making important organizational decisions. This is actually the participative behavior. Himself participate and actually takes his followers along in the right direction. So whatever business operations are started and during this, so seek suggestion from the followers, and he at every step he seeks suggestion, provides them a confidence and provides them guidelines. If he is seeking suggestion, then he also takes decision and takes part and provides and show them another path to follow if they are thinking in the wrong way. But seeking the suggestion is actually a method of providing confidence to the followers. Achievement behavior, setting challenging goals for the followers to reach and expressing and demonstrating confidence they measure up to the challenge. The same thing which I have already explained. So how leaders make decisions. These are two leadership, Schmidt leadership continuum, one of the most quoted articles related to how leaders make decisions. You can read the managers की summary मैं आपको बता देता हूँ. Managers are successful decision makers only if the method they use to make decision appropriately reflects the leader, the follower and the situation. तो ये तीन components एक successful management के लिए बहुत important हैं. The leader, follower and the situation. So successful decision ये पीछे discuss हुआ है. तो एक सक्सेसफुल डिसीजन मेकिंग जो है वो इन तीन सिचुएशंस को कंबाइन करके हासिल की जा सकती है. ये लीडरशिप एक कंटिन्यूम जो डिस्कस हुआ है, ये यू कैन सी दिस एंड फोर्स इन्फ्लुएंसिंग द मैनेजर डिसीजन. फोर्सेस एंड मैनेजर वो क्या क्या हो सकती हैं. वैल्यूज हैं जो कॉन्फिडेंस एंड सबऑर्डिनेट्स, पर्सनल लीडरशिप स्ट्रेंथ, टॉलरेंस फॉर एम्बिग्विटी. इसी तरह फोर्सेस एंड सबऑर्डिनेट्स کیا ہونی چاہیے؟ نیڈ فار انڈیپینڈنس، ریڈینس، انٹرسٹ، نالج، ایکسپیرئنس، ایکسپیکٹیشنس. فورسز ان سچویشن کیا ہو سکتی ہیں؟ آرگنائزیشنل ٹائپ، بیکاز ان ایوری سچویشن different type of formula may be applicable, different values are applicable. ہر جگہ ایک فارمولا نہیں چلے گا، ہر جگہ ایک جیسی ٹریڈس کام نہیں کرتی. تو یہ ایک سم اپ ہے. تو آرگنائزیشن ٹائپ کو دیکھ کے گروپ افیکٹونیس کو میئر کیا جا سکتا ہے. پرابلم ٹو سالو اینڈ ٹائم اویلیبل. This is another model which focuses on how much participation to allow subordinates in decision making process. کیا ہم ڈیسیجن میکنگ میں اپنے سبارڈینیٹ کو کچھ ان سے سجیشن لے رہے ہیں، ان کو اپنا رول پلے کرنے کا موقع دے رہے ہیں یا کہ نہیں. آرگنائزیشنل ڈیسیجنس should be of high quality. Subordinates should accept and be committed to organizational decisions that are made. یہ کچھ اس ماڈل کے ڈیسیجن سٹائلز ہیں جو کہ ڈفرینٹ ڈیفینیشن میں آتے ہیں. A stands for autocratic and C is consultative and G is for group. اور یہ ڈفرینٹ ان کے کمبینیشنز جو ہیں ڈیسیجن سٹائل کے وہ دکھائے گئے ہیں اور آگے ان کی ڈیفینیشن دی گئی ہے which are self-explanatory. You can read it yourself. And this is decision tree model. So all this is the qualitative type research. So decision making effectiveness. Research has shown evidence decision consistent with the model are more successful than are decision inappropriate with the model. اس کے اوپر بہت زیادہ ریسرچ ہو رہی ہے آج کل اور یہ ساری کوالٹیٹیو ریسرچ ہے. مین چیلنجز ان دا کمپلیکسٹی آف دا ماڈل اینڈ دا ڈیفیکلٹی ان اپلائنگ دا ماڈل. یہ وہ ساری چیزیں ہیں جو اس ٹری میں یہ سارا کوالٹیٹیو اسٹرکچر ہے جس کو ہم انفارمیشن کلیکٹ کرتے ہیں اور انٹرویو کرتے ہیں اور یہ ساری چیزیں جو ہے ہم ایک کوالٹیٹیو کے سافٹ ویئر میں ٹرانسمیٹ کر کے اس کو اپلوڈ کر کے پھر ہم اس میں کامن ورڈز اور کامن تھیم بلڈ کرتے ہیں اور اس سے پتہ چلتا ہے کہ ایک لیڈرشپ کوالٹیز جو ہے کسی بھی مینجمنٹ سٹائل میں وہ کیا ہو سکتی ہیں. تو یہ ہم نے یہ سارا کر لیا. سو لیڈرز، کوچنگ، آتھرز، یہ کچھ کریکٹرسٹکس ہیں ایک افیکٹو لیڈرشپ کے لیے، لیڈرشپ کی کوچنگ کے لیے. یہ کیا ان کریکٹرسٹکس کی کیا ٹریننگ یا کوچنگ کی جا سکتی ہے. تو لیڈر اور مینیجر میں لیڈرشپ ایمرجنگ کانسیپٹس فار ماڈرن ٹائمز. آج کل کے دور کے لیے ایمرجنگ کیا ہے کہ ایک لیڈر جو ہے وہ لیڈر کے لیے جو کنسرن ہے وہ سول ہے. ایکسکیوز می. تو لیڈر اور مینیجر میں سوری leader is visionary and manager is always rational. Leader is passionate and manager is consultative. Leader is creative and manager is persistent. Leader is flexible and manager is problem solving. Leader is inspirational and the manager is tough minded. Leader is innovative and the manager is always analytical, courageous, structured, and so on. So these are some of the characteristics which are comparable between leader and the manager. Then there is concept of servant leadership. This we will discuss inshallah in the next lecture. Servant leadership. We stop here and we can conclude it well in this lecture. Even the servant leadership, the leader Leader's primary role is to help followers in quest to satisfy the personal needs and aspirations and the interests. So he works like a servant. He actually, if he is behaving like a servant, the nation or the followers or the co-workers give him very, very significant importance. So he is good listener, persuasive, aware of their surrounding, empathetic, and stewards. There is stewardship, etc. These are the 5 levels of leadership in a pyramid. Highly capable individual on the bottom, and on the top is executive builds enduring greatness through a paradoxical blend of personal humility and the professional will. So humility is on the top. वैसे भी इंसान को जो उसके अंदर क्वालिटीज़ हैं, आजकल तो वैसे लोगों को आदत है खोल खोल के अपनी करेक्टरिस्टिक्स बयान करने की, बट here the leadership qualities are that a person should always be humble, क्योंकि फलदार दरख्त ही झुकता है. Authentic leadership entails leaders who are deeply aware of their own and others' moral perspective. Leaders are confident, hopeful, optimistic, resilient, and of high moral character and moral courage, strength to take actions consistent with the moral belief. So these are actually this authentic leadership actually sums up the qualities of nowadays leadership, which is the requirement of the growing world. तो स्टूडेंट्स, आज का लेक्चर हमारा लीडरशिप पे था. हमने डिफरेंट लीडरशिप की क्वालिटीज़, लीडर के अंदर ट्रेड्स क्या होनी चाहिए, डिफरेंट लीडरशिप थ्योरीज पढ़ी, और एंड पे हमने कुछ अथेंटिक लीडरशिप की क्वालिटीज़ को, जिसमें सबसे जो लीडिंग अबव ऑल है वो मॉरल करेज है. इस लेक्चर से सबसे बड़ी जो लर्निंग है कि लीडर बनने के लिए आपके अंदर ह्यूमिलिटी, आजिज़ी, इनकिसारी का होना जो है वो इंतहाई ज़रूरी है. Well, with these words, thank you. Allah Hafiz. We stop here and see you in the next lecture.